Hello, welcome to this episode of the Startup 101 class. This is your virtual entrepreneurship training institution. We are here to learn, to acquire knowledge and learn from other entrepreneurs on how to build successful businesses. I believe you are learning a lot from the various episodes that we have had. Okay, now today we are going to learn something amazing. But before then, hit that subscribe button and you will get a lot of information and notification when any new episode comes up on this channel. So today, what is our topic for today? Today we are crashing down business vocabulary. Okay, so in the next two episodes, I'll be dealing with various vocabularies that you should be familiar with as an entrepreneur. You can't be in business or be an entrepreneur and you are ignorant of these vocabs, because you meet other entrepreneurs, stakeholders, investors, and there are certain words that you must be familiar with. Okay, and these are the words I'm going to break them down for you, help you define them and understand them so that you'll not be ignorant. So when you're having business conversation, you will talk at that level of knowledge. You know what's up. You know the words to use in your conversations. Okay, so are you ready? Let's go to class. Number one, business model. And I want you to write them down as we go through this session. Business model. So what is a business model? A business model, I'm going to define them. So we need to take it slowly. Okay, a business model is a proposed design for the successful operation of a business, how it will become profitable. The business model can include revenue as well as expenses. Businesses often create a business model to present to potential investors. So the business model actually describes how the business would work, how much will be needed, how much revenue will be made. Very important. And the last part of the definition states that normally entrepreneurs design the business model to present to potential investors. Okay, so a business model is that design or that document that describes the totality of your business, how your business operates and generates revenue, makes profit. Very, very important. Number two, business plan. And I believe everybody has heard about business plan. It's important you have the plan, and I'll talk about it later. So what is a business plan? And let me define it strictly, then I'll give a little explanation. It's a plan that outlines the goals of the business. People make these business plans to look at their target market, their products, and plans for their next step. And that is what we call projections. So most of the time, the business plan is a complete outline of how the business operates and the projections, the future expectations of the business, where you think the business will go to, the goals of the business. Very, very important. That's why it's a plan. So you are planning for the business, okay? And it must be written down very well, where you also clearly state the mission, the vision of the business, the target market, the product, and the financials of the business. So these are all very important components of the business. How it is going to be marketed, your SWOT analysis, and everything. So a business plan is a detailed, and very important, it's a detailed outline of the business, its goals, its expectations, its projections. Okay, very, very important for you to have a business plan. Number three, capital. Capital is the money in business. Okay, it is the money required for the business to work. In order to start a business, you need a certain amount of capital, and that is why we call it capital. Okay, so it is the financial resource needed to venture into a business. Okay, number four, cash flow. Cash flow, the amount of cash moving into and out of a business. The amount of cash moving into and out of a business. If a business is successful, the inflow of cash will be greater than the outflow of cash. This is known as a positive cash flow. If a business is successful, the inflow of cash will be greater than the outflow. Okay, so if you want to define, know whether your business is doing well, so your cash flow will be able to tell you easily, because you'll be able to know how much did I spend? Is my expenditure greater than my revenue? So how much did I put into this business? Is it more than how much I am making and bringing into the business? So if what you are putting into the business is bigger than what you are bringing into the business, then you have a negative cash flow. But if you want to say you have a positive cash flow, is when what you are bringing in, the revenue that you are generating, is more than what you put in, and you have a very positive cash flow. Let's go to the next definition. Cash methods. It's an accounting method in which sales are recognized when the cash is received instead of when the transaction occurs. Very important. This is a popular method for small businesses due to simplicity. Okay, so what am I saying? It's an accounting method in which sales are recognized when the cash is received instead of when the transaction occurs. Very important. I always tell my salespeople that you have not finished sales until I've received cash. To some people, it's important that cash comes in before you say you have closed the deal. Okay, so cash methods is an accounting method in which sales are recognized when the cash is received instead of when transaction occurs. Okay. Number 6, consumer segment. A group of consumers with shared traits, interests, such as gender, age, or occupation. And we use this especially when we are doing what we call target marketing. So you know who you are specifically targeting this product to. So you develop a product, you know that it is for people within a certain age bracket, people within a certain community, and they will buy your product more than people who are within a certain segment. So you prepare, your product is a baby food. Obviously, you should know your target market. You are targeting new mothers, and they are those that will do the purchasing. So you can't do a baby food and then your target when you are doing your marketing is to men. No, they won't buy. It's the new mothers that will buy that product. Okay, so consumer segment is a group of consumers with shared traits or interests, such as gender, age, or occupation. Extremely important. Let's go to the next vocabulary. Convertible debt. Convertible debt. When a company borrows money from an outside source, sometimes an investor, with the goal of eventually turning that debt into equity. Okay, so there are some investors that will give you investment. Okay, initially it is a loan they've given you, but that loan or debt can be converted or will be converted into equity for that investor. Okay, and that is a convertible debt. Okay, so it's a debt that has the potential to be converted into equity for the investor. That is a convertible debt. Okay, next one, cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. Okay, the cost of goods sold is the total amount of expenses that are necessary in order to make a product. Okay, these expenses can include the cost of labor, cost of materials, and taxes. Okay, cost of good or cost of production. Very, very important. Another thing we can have is the cost of production or cost of goods, because you need to have a complete understanding of the cost you are incurring in producing that product. Okay, or just not even the production, after production, the good itself, before it goes into the hands of the consumer, how much is the cost of this good. Okay, and it's important you have an idea of it, because we will use it later on when we are determining our profit margin on the product. Okay, The next one, due diligence. Researching specific facts of a business related to a potential investment to make sure everything is in order before entering into an agreement with another party. Okay, it's having a detailed research performed on a product or a sector you want to go into before venturing into it. Performing due diligence so that you don't regret any step you take. So for you as a business person and investor, you just don't throw your money into a business. You need to have what we call perform due diligence on the business. Understand the business. Is it making profit? Are they very faithful with payments and all those things before you invest into it? Very, very important. The next one, we have equity ownership. Equity ownership. Ownership of the company expressed in the stock. An entrepreneur can own a part of a company through a certain amount of stock. Okay, so equity ownership is where you can invest into a company, own some stocks in the company, or own shares in the business. Okay, the next one, fixed cost. So what is a fixed cost? It's the total of all expenses required for a company to operate on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. An example is salary and rent. Those are fixed. They don't change. You bound pay salaries, you bound pay for rent. That is a fixed cost. Okay. So today we have looked at about 10 essential vocabularies that you will need to understand and know, be familiar with as a business person, so that you can have very good business conversations or be able to communicate with investors and other stakeholders whilst growing your business or on this entrepreneurial journey. Okay, so this episode or in this session we have gone through 10 of these vocabularies, and I said we are crashing down this business vocabulary. So we look at business model, we also look at business plan, we look at capital, cash flow, cash methods, consumer segment, convertible debt, and then we also look at cost of goods sold, and then due diligence, and then we look at fixed costs. Okay, so if you have enjoyed today's episode, keep crashing down these vocabularies, get familiar with it, because entrepreneurship is business. So you need to understand the language of entrepreneurs, the language of business, so that you can have proper conversations with stakeholders and investors, other entrepreneurs, okay? So very important. So click on that subscribe button, share it, share our videos, and tell people to come and subscribe. We are learning, we are breaking down entrepreneurship to bits so that you can build that competitive business in Africa. Thank you.